Now what is up? What's poppin'? You know it ain't no stopping. It is your boy, the International Sensei, back at it again, keeping it right, keeping it tight, and please, 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 I need y'all to talk to me nice. I'm back here talking about some boxing stuff. I want to talk about the Floyd Mayweather puzzle, man, the unstoppable Mayweather puzzle. I mean, he is pretty much done with his career. I mean, rumors have it that he might be trying to do a Pacquiao Part 2, but who knows? But before I get dive deep and sink my teeth into the Floyd Mayweather puzzle, I do want to send my condolences out to the entire Mayweather clan. They did lose the young king, Roger Mayweather, one of the guys that was really instrumental in making Floyd who he was. I mean, really helping him, holding, like, of course, holding pads for him, but just being that rock. A lot of people don't understand how essential a quality coach is, especially if you don't fight. How quality a coach is to a fighter. It's less about like the physical. A lot of it's about the mental. I mean, when you can tell a good coach from a bad coach, just by not by looking at them, but just by how they interact with their fighter. Like they'll know, for example, their favorite thing to eat. Like let's say Floyd's favorite thing to eat was a chili cheeseburger after he weighed in or whatever it was. His coach or would get someone to go get that for him or whatever. Or he likes a certain way to hold pads. He likes his hand wraps a certain way. He likes a certain feel for the gloves, and that people around you that are quality, they know those things. And Roger was just such an amazing coach. I mean, you guys can look up the pad work that he used to do with boxers, and he was a damn good boxer himself. Like two-time champion, I think in two different weight classes. He was a monster, man, and the world will truly, truly miss him. He was a gem to the world of boxing, and it hurts, man. It really does hurt. When I woke up and saw the news, I was devastated because I'm like, lost Ali in the fight world, and we like now we lost him. I mean, it's just like so many greats that have just been passing away, and it's truly sad, truly, truly sad. Definitely another big condolences goes out to the Mayweather family, and rest in peace to the King Roger Mayweather. But in going to talk about the Floyd topic for today, I don't like it's kind of crazy how Floyd was able to fight, and I think a lot of fighters that are coming up need to implement a good amount of his game plan. And a lot of people who don't watch fights, who don't understand fighting, they're gonna say, "Oh, he's so boring. All he's doing is running, this, that, and the third." But like, first of all, let's keep it honest. Floyd has a chin. All right, Floyd has a chin. He's taken some big shots from some big punchers, and he's went through it and found a way to get through them. Just because he's a defensive fighter doesn't mean anything. I mean, that's just the style that he chose, and it's a style that Roger endorsed. I mean, he's telling him if you want a long time in this sport and you want a better life after this sport is over, you need to be more defensive. You don't need to be in there with your head down, your head on someone's chest. You guys are just trading punches. It's a big ass macho contest of who hits harder and all this other stuff. It's not worth it. And honestly, like, a lot of fight careers are so short because you're taking so much damage to the brain, and even the ones that are long, post-fight careers are so short because you've suffered so much brain damage. I mean, if you look at Ali, I mean, he had Parkinson's. You could see like the slow degeneration of his mind. A lot of top boxers from back in the day, a lot of them don't talk well, and it shouldn't be that way. I mean, you don't have to fight like that. You can be defensive. You can be a fighter and not have to take all this damage. I don't know why it became the norm to be a fighter and just have to get your face bashed in and freaking stomped out, and you have to look all mangled, ears have to look all jacked up, head has to be all split, eyes got to be all cut. When you watch a Floyd Mayweather fight, it's artistry, and I think it's hard for people. It's hard for people who don't fight. It's hard for people who don't train, and it's hard for people who don't train the right way. Because a lot of times you'll go to a boxing gym and they'll throw pads at you and they'll just hit you. 1 2 1 1 2 2 3 4 4 4 4 5 4 5 4 5 4, like all that crazy crap, and you're just I just get to throw punches, and they don't focus on the art of the game. They don't focus on ring management. They don't focus on the footwork. They don't focus on the hitting and not getting hit. And having like a background in karate like I do, and doing point fighting for a number of years, doing taekwondo for a number of years as well, it's an art of hitting and not getting hit. And sometimes you're gonna have to take hits. It's impossible. I don't care how, like, if you fight long enough, you're gonna get cracked. You're gonna get hit, or if you train well, if you're actually fighting, you're going to get hit. It does not matter. I don't care how fast you are. Floyd's gotten hit, and he's the best defensive fighter in the history of defensive fighting, the greatest boxer to ever do it. And he still got hit. He's gotten hit multiple times. But it's an art to get in, get out, get your hits, get out, or get in there, get in the clinch, circle out, move, use the ring, manage your time, and leave out of there relatively unscathed. And I think a ton of more fighters should at least implement elements of it, because I don't think anyone can replicate that fight style to the T like Floyd can. Because when you watch him fight, there's no thought. It's just done. It just happens. He's trained it so much to where it's become second nature, and it's a thing to where it's him. Like, it's Floyd in essence. He's moving, he's controlling everything. It's his spirit, it's his mind, it's his mentality, and it's amazing to watch. I mean, I'll see people, and this is why I hate watching fights with people that don't train, or train but are like muscle bound meatheads who can't see how great Floyd is. I remember watching I don't know what fight it was. Was it it might have been the Canelo fight. One of those. It was either the Canelo fight or the Broner fight. And I'm sitting there with a group of people, and dudes are just throwing. They're throwing punches left and right, up, down, sideways, up his ass, everywhere. They're trying to throw punches. They're trying to hit him. And they're like, oh yeah, Floyd's getting his ass kicked. I'm like, are you kidding? He hasn't gotten touched once. He has not even gotten touched once. He's slipping, or he's using that shoulder roll technique that he's mastered so well, and he's covering with his offhand to make sure like the outside hooks don't come and get him. Like, he's not getting hit. These people are just throwing punches. He's slipping them. He's moving. He's dodging. He's using the ropes to his advantage, and it truly aggravates me, because it's like, I don't feel like he'll ever get the respect that he deserves, and I feel like he gets a ton of respect. A lot of people realize that he is the greatest boxer to ever do it. But there's also a lot of people, and I guess it's just the haters because of how he lives, and he's flashy and all this other crap. But when you've mastered a craft to the point where when someone describes fighting you, it's almost like they're describing fighting a dream, or fighting a myth, like fighting a godlike figure. You pretty much have earned that right to be a little bashful. And you guys act like, if you give me $100 million today, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna spend a little bit of it. Would I be as flashy as Floyd? Probably not, but I would spend a good amount of that. I mean, let's be real. I mean, if you had the money to buy whatever you wanted in this world, you'd probably buy it, and that's what he has. So you can't be mad at the man and discredit his ability as a boxer, as a champion, because you don't like the way he chooses to live his life. That's just hating. But I don't know. I've watched so many Floyd Mayweather fights. I think he's had some close calls, obviously, but probably be Maidana 1, Cotto was another one. Those would be like the main two. Who else? Man, now I'm drawing a blank with who else. I can't even think. Oh, Zab Judah. That was another close one early on in certain rounds. He got cracked a couple times. But outside of that, I mean, no one's really been able to solve the puzzle. And even the Maidana fight, I mean, Maidana, he's throwing freaking elbows. He's throwing headbutts. He's punching him in the nuts. I remember at one time they broke the clinch, and he's trying to hit this man with a knee. Like, no one is more technical than Floyd, and no one has ever outboxed Floyd. And of course, people are gonna say that the Conor fight, whatever. Look, Conor made that decision, and Floyd put it on him. But Conor is twice the size of this guy. I mean, Conor's like what, a natural, like walking around. I think he's like 160, 170. I think they fought it around like 150 or something like that. I'm not remembering the fight exactly, but I mean, there was some serious danger there, and Floyd showed again why he's the absolute best. You can't stop this dude. And I think if he went to a sport like MMA, like let's say if you turn back the hands of time and he was a young dude and he was able to get into MMA or and things like that, I think it would be about the same. Do I think he would be 100% undefeated? Maybe, maybe not, but I think it would be about the same. I mean, he is a winner. He knows how to win. He knows how to train, and he trains like Jab. I'm directly quoting Zab Judah when I say this. He trains like he's broke, and when you have that mentality, it's going to be very, very few people that are going to be able to beat you. You have $100 million plus in the bank. You have $600 million, damn near $1 billion. I don't even know. I can't count his money. You have all this money in the bank, and yet you still are training like you don't know when your next meal is going to come. Like this next fight is the only way that you're going to feed your kids. He's the best. He's the best to ever do it. And for anyone to say otherwise, you're just hating. Like, unless you were saying, I mean, obviously Ali, and Ali meant more to the world than anything. He's one of Ali's greatest boxer to ever live as well. Mike Tyson is one of the greats. But if you cannot tell me that Floyd Mayweather is not the greatest technical fighter you've ever seen, as far as boxing is concerned, it would be a lie if you say otherwise. But with that being said, that is my little rant about Floyd Mayweather, the King. Again, rest in peace to Roger Mayweather, man. It is truly, truly a devastating blow to the boxing world. I want to thank you guys for listening. I am the International Sensei. Please follow me on Twitter at Sensei_Global21, Instagram at International_Sensei, and every podcast outlet that they have, whether that's SoundCloud, whether that's Stitcher, whether that is I'm forgetting YouTube, Mixer, wherever you podcast at, Apple Podcast as well, wherever you podcast at, that's where I will be. An International Sensei, Enter the Dojo podcast. With that being said, thank you so much again for listening, and we are out of the dojo. Us.